So let's create it, let's say, our energy independency. And of course, we are always very happy to when the US is provider of our energy supply. So that would be my answer to that. And if I may also touch upon the question which contained corporate sustainability due diligence directive, because that's something which I hear every time when I visit Gulf countries. And I think we have to understand that the intention of this directive I consider by myself as a good intention. But honestly, we have to look at European competitiveness. We have to look at the ways how those measures are being implemented, and I think this needs scrutiny. Definitely Czechia could be considered as a very cautious country when implementing those measures, and let's say that the further refinement of the legislation is needed to achieve reasonable conditions also for suppliers of energy. So let's say that I hear these concerns, and definitely Czech position is that we want to do more work on that, so we find a good way how to implement it or change it, so Europe will keep its own level of competitiveness, which definitely is our big struggle.
Thank you very much. Minister Brekelmans, you might want to add on both points, on the diversification point, on the corporate sustainability, on the rules. You also had a question on how the Netherlands views its partnerships with non-European allies, particularly in the Gulf, of course, and that question of paying for energy resilience, what one should invest in. Maybe we'll start there. Add anything else you'd like to touch on.
Yes, let me address it in that order. So I agree with what my colleague said about the directives. I think most of those directives start with the right intentions. But what of course we are now facing over the last couple of years is that we need to look whether we can achieve all that given the security challenges that we face. And second, also given the economic challenges that we face, because we do see that the impact of a lot of those directives are felt by companies for which the administrative burden is increasing, or for which the requirements are sometimes too challenging to reach within the time frame that is included. So I think overall you see in Europe that there is a discussion not to put the goals aside in the end, but to make it more realistic and make it more feasible both for ourselves and for our partners. And I think this is one of the directives in which this discussion is still ongoing, and it's all of course about the details, but it hasn't been finalized yet. But we need to remain in touch on that to make sure that it's feasible.